back again. So the time lapse you would have just seen me taking out the rear shock is of my nice little cheapy Chinese coil over there, which in fairness to it has actually been really good. Granted, the car only gets driven maybe 3 to 6 months of the year for the last couple of years, and they're not too far off brand new, but they actually have been really good for something that's extremely cheap, like maybe 300 quid shipped to the door. Just grubby as hell and probably seized from lack of use, maybe, I don't know, but that is the comparison with the air shock. So there's not a massive amount of difference in it really, like it just seems higher there, probably because these are wound the whole way down just for all of the lowness. Now oh yeah, unfortunately the factory bolt, which did fit through the Chinese coilovers, is too short for the air ones, but they supply you with hardware for that that's the appropriate length and so on. It didn't, I thought it didn't fit at first, but just I assume all the powder coat or whatever was just stuck in there, so cleared that out and it's fine. What I'm going to try and do, and I don't see any reason why it won't work, is take the top mount off this. Just undo him. These have the, are these the dampening ones as well? There, yeah. Not that that will make any odds, but I'll take that off. Hopefully, I don't see any reason it won't just sit on top of that, and then I'll use all the same rubbers and spacers and stuff here to mount it onto that, and that should just have it the same as any traditional shock or coilover, I guess, just with the adjustability of the up and down. So I'm going to pull that piece off now. Hopefully it won't spring back and kill me because it's wound all the way down. I'm sure it'll be fine, but if there's never any more videos, it killed me. So there it is. That's the Airlift strut shock with the ghetto coilover, the cheap Chinese top hat. It's fine. I don't see, I mean, you could use your standard top mounts, you could use aftermarket ones, spurious ones, whatever, but like, I mean, it is what it is. It sits fine in there, nice and tight. I mean, it's what you'd expect. Like if I had bought it and it came like that, I wouldn't think anything different. So the next thing now is to put it into the car and figure out where exactly is the best place for that, or the best position for that to point. I don't think there's going to be enough clearance, for argument's sake, if the body was here. If this was the body of the car and this was the wheel side, I don't think there's going to be enough space, but it could go either way because obviously I can adjust it accordingly. So that'll be a bit of the combination of that and figuring where up here I can actually run the lines. There's nowhere obvious. Again, I don't really want to drilling holes in it, but like I've said already, if I have to, I will. Like ideally, I think you're supposed to drill a hole roughly there somewhere. Now there is grommets on, like in the boot, where unless they're under some of that under seal stuff, but I doubt it. I imagine that's probably double skinned. So I don't know, we'll do a little investigating and see. I could always have the fitting there pointed up kind of 45 degrees and come in there. Where is that? That's roughly, that's about here kind of, or there, maybe even beside the spot weld or something like that, and then just, actually that might work, bring the line down there then. Yeah, but I'll offer it up to the car anyway, and we'll see how it fits and we'll worry about that when we get there. Now, great news, the shock is in. It's just left loose for the minute. I haven't fully bolted it up or anything yet. I just want to, as I said, investigate where the fitting would go. But there's actually a lot more room back here than I thought. Like I can easily fit my whole hand back there, so there's loads of space. I'll try and get a reasonably good measurement of what space is there, but I don't think it'll matter. So you could turn the shock so the fitting is on the outside, but where the bolt goes through, just clearance wise, I guess it's just because it's a longer bolt, there's stuff in the way down there, like these guys here. Well, you'll never really see them, but it's part of the way the hub bolts onto the control arm. It's in the way of the bolt. You could make it work, but it's a bit of dogging around and messing. So the fact that there's so much space back there for the fitting means I can either drill a hole pretty much right there where my finger is and go straight into the boot, or I can do a 90 degrees and bring it down this way and then wherever, figure somewhere else out, maybe like up under there or something, or I'm not really sure, but at least it gives me options anyway. I could always come 90 degrees and go straight in there like I talked about a minute ago, right there, or even the opposite way, I could come in this side and down. But like I said, I'm going to investigate where those grommets that are in the boot lead to. If they're just under that under seal there, that'd be great, because it saves me drilling holes and stuff like that. But if I have to, as I said 100 times, I'll drill holes if I need to. But that's essentially it fitted. Dude, I'm not going to bother recording the other side because it's essentially going to be the same thing. But if I get any further today, I'll check back. But if not, I definitely won't be running lines at least, but because there's no point doing that till the boot build is finished and I have the manifold stand and so on. But if I at least find somewhere to run them, I'll check back. It's been a while since the clip you would have just seen, but in the meantime, got rear shock test fitted and a fitting put in it. Oh, my lights just went dead. Hang on, there we go. Line ran into it to make sure. I've sprayed a bit of soapy water on it and capped off the line, given it a squeeze, and it seems fine. Doesn't seem to be any leaks or anything in it. It feels kind of funny when you're putting the fitting in. It gets extremely tight, extremely fast, but I guess it is what it is. A quick test fit with the wheel on. It's kind of hard to see if I can light it up at all, but there's loads and loads and loads of space. It hasn't, in 100 years it wouldn't start rubbing off the wheel or indeed the control arm, so it should be fine. It's the beauty of that nice little short piece there running into the boot. That's about it. So I think for the rear, pull off the wheel again in a few minutes. It's not staying in there for now because I have ordered that control arm, which you can see right there, and the one just here. I have new ones of those ordered. They'll get thrown in. Then bushings for the bottom that the shock sits around, they'll all be due in the next kind of week or so. Then once they arrive, throw all that back together, stick the wheel back on. I'm still waiting on the manifold stand, but that should be hopefully only in the next couple of days, I imagine. But that's kind of going to be it for the rear. I will do a little update on the rear once it's all kind of tightened up and finished and so on, but for now that is the rear done. So check back again in about a week or so, the usual, roughly a week or so, and we'll pick it up again then. Peace out.